everyone. Here we are again. This is day 4 of my Shifting Your Mindset challenge. And I am back in this beautiful spot on this bench overlooking the Oslo fjord as I'm visiting my mother. And the topic for today is your relationship with other people. So relationships. And this is a big topic. And it's a topic that we won't delve deeply into here in these 10-15 minutes. I've worked with clients for many years on this topic, so on all kinds of different relationships, and it requires a bit of focus and work, because we tend to get a little stuck in our relationships and in our own perceptions of ourselves in relation to others and of others in relation to us, but also in general. Humans tend to easily judge other people. And one of the reasons we do this, I think, is because we judge ourselves. So yes, it all starts with you, which is why I did the relationship with yourself challenge yesterday. So what is your relationship to yourself? Are you kind to yourself? If you're kind to yourself, you most likely have relationships that give you the same kindness. If you beat yourself up, you're probably in relationships where you struggle to find the compassion and the happiness that you want, that you look for. This is just general, it doesn't have to be a rule, but in any case, any relationship does start with your relation with yourself. So if you haven't seen the recording from yesterday, I urge you to do that. There's a little bit of a hint or a tool that you can use and employ to enhance and to better your relationship with yourself. And if you're going to better your relationship with other people, this is where you want to start. I'm sorry to say, but that's how it is. However, there are a few things that you can do in order to release some of the old junk stuck between you and other people and in your own way of approaching or relating to other people. And I don't know if you have maybe somebody that you feel you have a complicated relationship with, maybe somebody who you have a lot of old story with, maybe. It could be a parent, it could be a sibling, it could be a friend, it could be a workmate, anything. And I'd like you to imagine this person in front of you and all the emotions that come up. Now, if you are stuck in those emotions in yourself, you will tend to react from those emotions in that relationship. And I mentioned in the first video where we talked about why we do this shift, why I talk about the way you think about things. And the example I brought forward then was exactly this. If you have a relation with a person, or if not even a relation, maybe you're in a situation where you're angry with somebody, and this anger is consuming you. So every action in your day will be hued or colored by that anger, including possibly the way you relate to other people around you who have nothing to do with the situation. You might snap easier. You might make choices that aren't very good for you or for other people. Whereas if you think about somebody, or in a situation with somebody who gives you a beautiful feeling of love and compassion, or that you really feel happy about being with, or even just thinking about, you will probably smile. And when you walk around smiling, other people will smile back. And you will probably also relate to other people from a completely different place. So the way you think about another person or other people will trigger your emotions. And those emotions, if you get stuck in them, they will cloud your vision and most likely affect the way you do anything in your day. So it's a very good practice to become a little bit aware of how you react to other people. And one of the ways you can pull yourself away from that a little bit is exactly that, to step aside a little bit, or to step back. Now, if you're in a conflict or in a situation or in a difficult relationship, or let me just say right away, if you're in an abusive relationship, I urge you please to get some help. You probably won't be able to deal with that on your own, but no matter what you do, even if it's difficult to find help, work on your own self-compassion, because that's where it all starts. But this technique here is a little bit more general, because we all have relationships that do all sorts of different things to us and different kinds of relationships, and because we're all very different people. Yes, I believe we are connected because we're all of the same essence. I think our souls, our essence is a spark from something much greater than us. But because we're humans, we have learned from we were little, we had tried to sort of make sense of this humanness, of how to become a person. So we employ and we take on all these patterns and all these ways of thinking, limiting beliefs, anything in order to try to survive. We follow our carers and the adults around us in trying to make sense of this, and it doesn't always serve us, and especially in relationships. So what you can do, and this is just suggestions you can try out, one thing is actually centering yourself, which is the meditation I've been doing a couple of times now for you, and I'll do it again at the end. Centering yourself, bringing your energy from all the different places that we send our thoughts out to people, to places, to the past, to the future. Bring all that into your center and stand firmly in your own grounding, in your own self, and become aware of your own energy. And then sometimes if you think of somebody, you can probably sense that they're maybe a little bit too close to you, they're affecting you, you can't get them out of your thoughts, of your system. You've probably let them in a little bit too close, their energy, their thoughts, words, their relation to you, their energy in general. And so what you can do is just to imagine that you send all that stuff out. We also talk about chords or discords, where we connect to each other from dependencies, from blame is a big thing. We blame other people for our misfortune. We blame other people for the faults in our relationship, for not seeing us, for not being the right person for us. Where, we need to start here. Nobody's going to see you if you don't see yourself. But all these mechanisms, they can hook somebody onto you and you hook onto them in a way that's not very productive or very loving. So one thing you can do is imagine that you sort of take a knife or scissors and you sort of cut through all those cords. And it doesn't matter, you don't even have to know where it is or what it looks like or believe it. Just imagine that you're doing it and see how that feels. And then you can sort of shake it off and try and center yourself again. And again, we'll do that meditation in 5 minutes, or towards the end of this. What happens when we do this, because we are connected to each other, what often happens is if you start shifting, if you start releasing yourself from these negative ties to another person, that other person might sense something is different and they might try to hook on again. It's fine, just do it again. If you feel they're coming back, the thoughts, it could be your thoughts, it could be their thoughts, it doesn't matter. If you feel somebody too close to you, if you feel that you can't think because you have thoughts about this person or this conflict or this situation all the time, imagine that you release it, you send it off. Whatever's theirs goes back to them, whatever's yours, you can bring back to you. It sounds a little abstract, but just try it, humor me, and if it makes sense, beautiful. If it doesn't right away, try it a few times and see if you can understand what it's all about. So that was one thing you can do. Another thing is physically, just shake off the whole situation, shake off the person, well, not the person, because this is not about getting rid of somebody from your life, unless that's what you choose. And it's up to you to choose your relationships. You are the only one that you can control in a relationship. And you are the only one who can choose whether you want to stay or not. But let's talk about releasing somebody without getting rid of them now, for now. And it's all about just releasing the stuff that, the old patterns that don't serve the relationship, that don't serve you, either of you probably, so that you can open up to a more loving connection. So this is what these discords are. We hook onto people. When you lash out at somebody, when you blame somebody, you usually send a thought to them and you hook onto them. And this is the kind of thing that we don't need, either of us. So when you release this in yourself, you also help the other person. Think about that. And then another thing you can do, apart from shaking it all off, is just sort of standing back a bit, sitting back. Physical. Tony Robbins talks about this, how, you know, when you're angry with somebody, you lash and you forward, you sort of move forward towards them. But if you physically, with your thoughts on this person, imagine stepping back and looking at this other person. This other person has his or her own story. Everybody has their own story. Everybody has their own patterns that they're trying to make sense of. Everybody is trying to make sense of this life. And if you can step back and honor yourself in your making sense of this life, and if you do what I talked about yesterday, move closer to yourself, to your own self-love, to caring and appreciating yourself, then there is also a greater chance you will be able to see that in another, that value in another person, and it will be easier to rise above the petty conflicts, because a lot of our conflicts are petty. There's a lot of quite hurtful, bad things going on as well. And again, if you're in an abusive relationship, please get some help. But I'm talking about the stuff that we do to each other that we don't need to do. So try and just feel what it feels like. Detach yourself a little bit from the person, from your reactions, from the situation. Look at that person as somebody other than you. You have your own energy field. You are you. And if you manage to cut those cords and shake off, sorry, the dog's running away here, shake off that goo that's between you, then maybe you can see that other person's hue. You can even imagine that you can see that other person's energy field. What's going on in that person? Is that person in pain? Probably, if it's lashing out. And then, before I finish with that little meditation, I will repeat, it's up to you to decide what relationships you want in your life. And if you work on yourself and come closer to yourself and your own self-compassion, your choice will be easy, because you will know what's good for you, and you will choose that because you value yourself. We don't have to accept everybody. We can forgive and we can let go of people who harm us. And this is important. And even if you can't, you know, if they're in your story and they're still sort of shadows in your mind, you can let go of them. It's done. You start from here, you come closer to yourself. Step back a little from conflicts or from a situation. Try and see the other person from a different angle, and then see you from their angle maybe. Just explore it. Different relationships require probably different techniques, but just explore it. And then finally, this meditation where you center yourself, just 3 breaths and a little visualization, and you can easily cut these discords from another person. Sometimes you have to do it a few times before it feels real, but try it, see if it works. Okay, so what you can do, like I said, you can either do it with your eyes closed, or if you're somewhere where you can't close your eyes, do it with your eyes open, sort of gazing out into the distance. And as I said, we spread our energy all over the place. So this is about bringing yourself back to your center, to your core, to your... I usually, to me, it's sort of like a column in front of the backbone. And then some people you can center yourself in your heart as well. But imagine that you're with your breath, you're pulling in yourself. So take the first deep breath, and as you breathe in, you pull yourself together. You bring your energy back into you, into your center. And as you breathe out, feel how this anchors down into your belly and into your hip area. And as you breathe in again, more of your energy that's still out there, bring it back into you. It's all yours. You don't need to have it out there. Bring it into your center. And when you breathe out, anchor it down into your belly and your hip area, your root. And the last breath now, breathe in the last remains of whatever of your energy is out there, past, future, with other people, other places in the world. Bring it in. And this is your energy that you anchor down into your belly. And then just relax and bring your focus to your heart. You can put your hands on your heart if that's comfortable for you. And imagine again either the spark that contains that little spark of unconditional love, divine love that you are part of, or a candlelight or a flashlight or a crystal, whatever you see in your heart center. Watch the light expand. Watch how it radiates out through your heart center, through your body, out through your whole system, covering your whole body in a big circle, like a big sun, expanding and expanding. The radiation, the sun rays radiating way out beyond your body to a field outside and around your body at arm's length distance, approximately. And then you can see if you can feel that there's somebody disturbing you. Maybe some person comes in and sort of lashes onto your energy here. Just invite them, pick it up, just pluck it off you, and send them the light from your field. And see how you're letting them go with love. And imagine how this energy field is yours, your space to breathe in, so that you can relate to other people from an authentic, pure place that is you. That's it. And then you can let go. And when you're ready, open your eyes or move forward in your day and have a beautiful day and bring it with you. Go back to looking at yourself, your relationship with yourself, and then notice how this impacts your thoughts with other people. And be kind to yourself in this realization. Let's not judge each other. Let's not judge ourselves anymore. Let's be kind. Have a beautiful day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.